So with the Shreyas Iyer wicket, he is taken on day four of this first test between India and New Zealand. The key number is 216. That's what India's lead is. They take that session. Nice little partnership of 62 between Saha and Shreyas, which also takes out time from the game, takes India's lead past 200. So New Zealand have their work cut out. We'll figure what Dan Vettori and Wasim Jaffer made of that session. But India would take that session, Wasim, I think.
Oh yes, I think it was a very crucial session, and I think that session would have made India sit comfortably. I don't think India have still got that many runs where they can say that they are only going to win a Test match, but they'll be the happy camp after that session.
There is time that's taken out of this game as well, Dan. Now there are just four sessions left. The lead is 216. But New Zealand be saying that's all right. It's not such a bad thing. It doesn't look like there are any demons in this surface.
I don't think they'll be quite that optimistic. I think there is enough in that service, and I also think it depends how long it takes to get these four wickets, because that will determine how long New Zealand have to bat. And if India are able to bat for most of the session, then in some ways that'll help New Zealand a little bit if they want to save the Test match. If they get them out cheaply, then obviously it's a matter of going for the win. So this last session actually sets up all three options. Whereas I think if India are able to bat for the majority of the session, then the game is theirs. But if New Zealand dismiss them cheaply, then it's going to be an exciting last hour tonight, and then obviously into day 5 tomorrow.
Again, Tim Southee with the wickets. So Seamer's getting the wickets. Should we? I mean, praised a lot of criticism. We've put a lot of praise on the Seamers, Dan, but to some degree, have their spinners let them down?
Well, I think Neil Wagner's playing the next Test match. I think that's what we've learned so far. New Zealand's definitely going to play three seamers. Obviously, Wonkedi makes it a little bit easier to select them. But look, not so much let them down from a wicket taking perspective, but I think they would have expected slightly more control, and not to the degree of the Indian spinners who have been so impressive in terms of the economy and building pressure. But I just think they would have just wanted a little bit more from the economy and the holding role, to allow those seamers to continue to attack, because there's only two of them, and asking a lot of them to keep coming back to try to be wicket takers time and time again.
Yeah, I think Wasim, you made the point on day two at lunch, didn't it? That hindsight's easy, but perhaps Neil Wagner's inclusion would have helped Kane Williamson a little more. Are we also being a bit harsh on New Zealand spinners because we're comparing them against Ashwin Jadeja and Akshar Patel in red hot form? They're just not up to that.
Yeah, I think so. New Zealand fast bowlers have definitely brought them in the game, but the spinners have brought Indian team in the game.
Yeah.
So that's the story actually. Uh, would have been wise to play Neil Wagner in place of Rachin Ravindra or something like that. I mean, that means that they would have played on their strength. Neil Wagner definitely would have made an impact. And I think the pitch again, like we said on day two, the pitch went to sleep, and I think on day four again, the pitch went to sleep after lunch. So pretty good signs for India.
Yeah, but Shreyas Iyer's cashed in. You've got to be around to cash in when the pitch goes to sleep. So 100 and a half century on Test match debut. Wasim, the restraint has been something to admire from Shreyas Iyer coming out of a lot of white ball cricket, hasn't it?
Oh yes, and he's hardly played any red ball cricket after his surgery from IPL second half. He's hardly played any red ball cricket, and to come in straight away and get 100 and crucial 100, and again in the second innings, it's something to admire about him. And the one thing good about him is that he backs his game no matter whatever situation you put him in, he's going to back his game, and that is something which is good to see.
Again, problem of plenty for India, but these have been two good innings, and both in situations where it's not like the game was comfortably in India's hands or the other guy the other end was going strong. So admirable Test debut for Shreyas Iyer, Dan.
Absolutely. I think both situations it came in when something special was required, and it required some application at the start, and we saw that from him, because I think all New Zealanders who have seen him play white ball cricket, and intends to build an innings and then become completely aggressive. So it's always fascinating to see how you transition from white ball to red ball. But he showed that application. He had an understanding of how he wanted to play, and I think more importantly, the way he played Jameson and Southey is the reason that he got through to these big scores. He was comfortable against the spinners, but his I suppose his patience and his knowledge of what to do against these two seamers was the reason he scored so well.
All right. Well, the numbers are interesting now, isn't it? 124 overs, three more wickets to get. The lead is 216. So, what sort of numbers make Kane Williamson happy? Dan Vittori?
213. Oh no, I mean 217. Sorry, so he needs to get a couple of wickets quickly. Look, I think New Zealand know that this is a huge challenge. Even now, if they get these three wickets quickly, they know they're up against these three spinners, and so it's going to take something special. But it would be nice to get these wickets quickly so that the team feels some confidence going into tomorrow. And then if Latham and Young can set them up again, then who knows? But it is going to be a tough challenge, and history suggests that India are on top comfortably.
All right. 142 and a half overs is what they batted in the first innings, Wasim. So, New Zealand, they have spent some time already here. Do you think India are looking at the number of overs they need to get 10 New Zealand wickets in the fourth innings?
I think so. I think probably how quickly they get to 250, 260, would determine that. If they get 260 before the close of play or something like that, if it gives them 30, 45 minutes to bowl, I think they'll be happy to do that and get probably one or two wickets. That will put them right at the driver's seat.
All right. I think this session is going to tell us plenty, isn't it? So let's pick up the chat with Wasim Jaffer and Daniel Vittori at Stumps on ESPN Cricket for Match. The lead is 216, three wickets to go. We got about 34 overs today. If we get all of them in with the light, etc., etc., and of course the 2 overs for the change of innings, if that is to come in this session, you think, and 19 tomorrow. Fascinating test match. India in front. Pick up the chat at Stumps on ESPN Cricket for Match Day.